You guys know I love this song, right?
I'm warmed up.
I love this song.
I wake up with a middle finger for the president. I drink a margarita with my medicine. Niggas all over the news talking head again. I wanna hit the snooze till I'm dead again. But the thought of you makes it better then. I know we got a lot wrong with the world. But all I receive from you, girl, to bring light to a whole nation for all time. So when it go down, yeah, when it go down, can I count on your love to calm the war down? So we can rise up and never fall down, and teach the children to knock that wall down, wall down. I got a middle finger for the president.
He's got a middle finger for the president.
I want the world to know that I ain't scared. Run, black man, run. The sports day fun, but them now wanna build you up. Instead of shooting down in the street, then pray for the peace. But the people want the revolution. So when it goes down, yeah, when it goes down, can I count on your love?
Can I count on you?
To calm the war down, so we can rise up and never fall down, and teach the children to knock that wall down, yeah, no.
All right, guys. How are you? Got a couple of warnings for everyone. Got a couple of spiritual warnings. So, let's start out with happy impeachments. The president has been impeached. I love this new you, Tracy. Thank you. The president has been impeached, and the president has been taken down by a woman. That's a period. One woman mastermind this whole thing. When I say mastermind, I'm not kidding. She tricked all of y'all. She was like, I'm not impeaching him. I feel very sorry for the president, but I will not impeach him. There's just not enough to go on. All the while she was plotting. All the while, y'all kept saying, impeach him, impeach him. And she was like, no, I'm not impeaching him. I cannot. All the while, they were waiting for him to make his wrong move. You think Mueller being on the stand, acting like a fool was an accident? Mueller? Mueller. Come on, guys. Those of you that know me and has had conversations about Mueller, and we were like, what the hell is he doing? It was all an act for the president. They tricked him. They were like, yeah, can't impeach a sitting president. Yeah, just can't do it. And Mueller was like, I don't care what you guys do. I'm retiring. I was dying. I'm looking at Mueller and I'm going, something's wrong here. Something's wrong. But I didn't want to do readings on it because I was not about to tell you guys what they were doing psychically. I was not about to interrupt with a very, very good covert operation. But I knew. I may not have known the dibbies and dabbies of it, but I knew it didn't feel, none of it felt right. None of it. And so while you were all screaming and yelling about what should be done, they were doing things. Just because change doesn't look like it's here, doesn't mean change hasn't already occurred. Ever been pregnant? Ever been pregnant, people? You discover the pregnancy. Does that make sense? Half of you discover the pregnancy. You're like, I don't like broccoli anymore. And it's your favorite meal? Change occurred. And you didn't even know it. You ever left a really bad relationship and had to have a whole covert operation? Oh, I'm sorry, wait, that's my life. That's what I did. My husband never knew I was leaving him. Me and my dad organized that whole switcheroo. He never knew. Change occurred. So with that being said, this is probably going to be a really serious reading. I really want to see what he will do now that he's impeached. I joke around, I play around, I make grunting noises, I stick my tongue out, I do all of that. You know, it's just fun. But today is serious. Because I want you all to start waking up. Listen to me. William Barr just attacked 7 urban cities to put the fear of God in urban people. If you're too worried, you won't vote in November. So what you might want to do, urban cities, don't create any crimes. Do you understand that? Seriously, don't create any crimes. We got to get through this next year. All right? We have to organize better. Because if you're not thinking, you won't be able to vote. That's what they're gearing up for. You want that? As a totality, as a neighborhood, do you all want that? You better know what's happening. Don't worry about Pence. It's not your job to worry about Pence. Your job is to register to vote. That's your job. Don't worry about Pence. Don't worry about Nancy. Trump is impeached. Your power is in the vote. Don't worry about if he's going to get removed from office. That's not your saving grace. Letting Nancy do all the work is not your saving grace. Register to vote. Do your job. Because he just walked into 7 urban cities to arrest all of you, to confuse the system, to make you financially strapped, and you're gonna let him? Don't worry about what Nancy's doing. Worry about you. This is a very serious reading because we're all in trouble. You think impeachment was like the greatest thing that could ever happen? And he's still sitting there? He's still president. He still has his hand on the pen. Somebody's like, say it again. Vote. Register to vote. Tell your granddaddy, tell your grandma, tell your crazy aunties, tell your children that are turning 18. Register to vote. That's the only thing you need to worry about right now. Let Nancy do Nancy. Don't worry about him going out of office. Don't worry about Pence getting into office. Don't worry about anything, people. Nothing. Politics is not for any of you right now. If you don't register to vote. And that's a period. Deborah just made a really good point here. He is very angry. America, y'all have pissed him off. This is terrible for us. This is terrible. I didn't want to scare anybody yet, but with Barr going after 7 urban cities, I have to speak up. He is angry. And the first thing he went after was minorities. That's first. Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about impeached Donald Trump. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Impeached Donald Trump is your son. He's your love. He's your beloved. Please authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Amen. 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 All right, guys. Ugh. Seduction, deceit, broken promise. That's the very first card. President Trump is going to go after the airline industry. He's going to go after the automotive industry. He's going to go after more trade issues. All right? He's already started with urban cities. He's going to go after you. He is going to make sure that America suffers. Every time he thinks that a group is not for him, he will go after them. And this no longer becomes a black-white issue. The angrier he gets and the more he realizes that people don't really like him, it's going to be like, now that he's impeached, the masses are leaving him. Companies are leaving him. And the more he gets a little impression that GM is like, well, we were going to come to a meeting, but now we don't want to. And it's going to be just GM. He's going to be like every automotive industry, boom, suffers. Do you understand how it works in his mind? He could be mad at one man in an automotive industry. He will annihilate everyone in the industry. He will break every promise, every single promise. He is going to cripple America. You guys broke his heart. You guys left him. That's how he's feeling. It's not even going to be about Nancy. He's going to begin to understand that they left him. Those that loved him left him. They're not going to come to meetings anymore. Like, you don't even understand how bad this is. Like, there are meetings set up and they're going to be like, oh, we have to cancel? And this is going to be like SpaceX. And he's going to be like, what? You know? So y'all thought him holding money from the Ukraine was going to be the bad part? Wait till he withholds federal money from American companies that need it. Yes. I'm not talking about his base. No. No. I'm talking about his ability to be president. I'm talking about him not getting the respect anymore. But we're not going to see it. Like, we're not going to see some industry meeting that's supposed to happen and maybe 10 people are supposed to be there, but only 4 show up. We're not going to see those things. We're going to hear, oh, there was a meeting with, the automotive industry. I know I keep picking on them. And 4 people are going to show up when it was supposed to be 10 people. And maybe the 4 people that show up, it wasn't even the heads. Maybe it's going to be like, third in command. And he's going to be like, wait, you don't like me? Because he's confused. He doesn't seem to understand that being impeached is money. It's loss of money for businesses out there. And they're not like the businesses are for the American people. So it's going to be like, so we've had this meeting for 3 months. So I guess what we're going to do is send this person in who's not even the CEO of da-da-da-da. He's going to be like the executive, blah, 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 but can't make any decisions type of guy. I'll bring everything back. I'll bring all of this back. That's the person he's going to be talking to. Somebody's like, Trump is going to be so pissed when he finds out what impeachment means. There's no clue. So with that being said, buyer beware. And I mean every industry will get affected. Buyer beware. We've just pissed off this man that was already crazy. Like, come on, you guys are in some bad relationships. And when you're living with somebody crazy, when you piss them off, they get crazier and violent. And Trump's version of violence is on Melania. You can trust and believe that. But his other version of violence is to assault America by attacking industries that he believes is not supporting him. Stay focused on what I'm trying to say. Stay focused. Today's a problem. And yet it was vitally important constitutionally to do this. Sometimes when I talk about Nazi era and they discover someone who's like 86 years old that committed like really bad crimes on human beings, and there's always that side that's like, he gets arrested, he's got to go to trial, and there's always that side that says, he's too old to go to jail, just leave him alone. And you kind of have to look at those people and go, excuse you? Him being old is never going to be an excuse to not have someone stand for their own crimes. Him being too old? No, he'll just go to jail old. He did something and then hid out for years. Had a great life for years. No, he's going to go through the process. And whatever the process is at the end of the road, he's going to deal with that process. That's what happened to Trump. He committed a crime against America for his own benefit. Do you understand that? The process mattered. Him being impeached was important because it's important that we have people in office that represents the Constitution and defends the Constitution. That's the most important thing that came out of this. The impeachment was supposed to happen. The process that led us there was supposed to happen. The White House is going to be in a sanctuary, and whatever comes out his voice, out of his mouth, is going to be golden. He will see nothing else. What he says will rule. So you guys thought he was a dictator? Watch. It's going to get worse. Fertility, creativity, destiny, magical blessings. see what that means. Heart chakra. He's going to make himself so worked up that he will continue to have heart issues, and he will continue, I feel like he could continue to have mini strokes. I think they're spending a lot of time getting in front of his medical issues because he is not calm. He is not quiet. It is all of this is driving him crazy. He does have hope, and he does have hope in his base, but his base is getting smaller. And then you'll see him withdraw. He's going to have probably about 2 months of crazy. 2 months of spewing anger, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, attacking Nancy. It's going to be 2 months of drama. And I also think it's going to be 2 months of sitting on the trial. I think Nancy's going to, I don't think we're going to see the trial till mid-February. By the way, I didn't say that my name was Tracey Brown. I am the psychic that predicted that President Trump will be impeached, and he is. And it's documented on my YouTube channel, March 2017. Please email me for your own personal readings. Please go to Traceybrownlive.com. You can email me, you can text me. And thank you for having faith in my abilities. All right, back to the reading. When you begin to see him get quiet, not tweeting so much, or when the tweets no longer look like him, that's when you know he had another medical issue. I think he is going to walk himself into a heart attack. I'm not saying it's going to take him out. I'm saying he is setting himself up for a heart attack because, one, he just doesn't care about himself. He doesn't care about himself. And two, cerebrally, he's like it's like churning butter. It's like this constantly. He can't stop the thinking. And the thinking raises this up. And it raises it up where the heart is. It could be a stroke. Remember, if I say heart and he has a stroke, you know, the neck bone is connected to something. Do you know what I mean? It's all connected. I don't need to be like exact. I just need to be right. For right now, the White House is his sanctuary. Some victory he thinks he's going to get. Some victory. Some magic trick he's going to pull out of his hat. He's not getting it, guys. He doesn't see impeachment as the problem. He sees it as a problem. He doesn't see it as a problem. Does that make sense when I'm talking about the level of crazy that's inside of him? He knows he's impeached. He doesn't see it as a problem, even though he's upset over it. He thinks somehow he's going to wiggle out of this until he constantly self-sabotages, not recognizing that he's been impeached. All right? Not recognizing it, not owning his actions is going to self-sabotage for him. He's going to self-sabotage. So it feels like Jack in the Box when you wind that thing up and then, like, he's... when he begins to fight everyone, every industry, every person, like what you guys saw in the last 2 years is going to get amped up. He's going to fight everyone. It's not Nancy. It's not, you know, Shift. He's going to fight everyone. And that's when you know he has lost his mind. He's crazy. I also believe he's already been diagnosed crazy. He's crazy. That's why we've never seen his medical records. He's crazy. But you're going to see it. It's going to be obvious. He does not want to get kicked out of the White House. He's going to hold on to the White House with every, like, mine, all mine. This is all mine. He will leave. He will leave with money in tow. He will leave. He will leave with money in tow. The only thing this man is worried about, well, he's worried about losing, not being at the White House anymore. That's today's problem. But when he sees his base leave him, when he sees companies leave him, when he sees that he creates maybe an economic downfall and people are like, we trusted you, when all of those people leave him, then it's going to come down to, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. And as long as he gets to leave with money, he will leave. In the end, he's going to figure out a survival package, let's say. And a woman will be behind all of this. You women, you guys are amazing. What's Nancy? What's Nancy's sign? Don't worry about the end, Tracy. Vote. Register to vote. Everybody stop worrying about this process. Nancy's got this. She's an Aries? Nancy has this. Stop worrying about the end. The end is not the end. This is the beginning. Don't ask about the end because it just shows you're not listening. Vote. Make sure your grandmama's voting. Anybody got great grandmas out there? You take them on a wheelchair. You get everybody registered. Concentrate on your job. I am. Thank you. Thank you, lovey. Concentrate on you. Let Nancy and Trump and Schumer and Schiff and McConnell and who else? What's that other guy's name? I hate them all. Let them all play this game. Let them all do theirs. This stuff that they like to do. We have one job. Vote. Register. Take back the Senate. Thank you. Thank you. Tell your congresswoman, tell your congressman, in 2020, I'm thinking about voting you out. Because you're going to want to vote them out. And if you don't want to vote them out, they're going to get scared by the time the election happens. They're going to see that they screwed up. All right. Nancy is going to make an agreement with Trump and allow him to do something with money. Oh, you know what somebody reminded me? Somebody said, I think I screenshot it, said that I said he would get impeached over money. Huh, okay. She's going to fight him at first. Whatever this is, she's going to fight him. She's going to be like, get out of here. No. And the more she says no, the more he's going to be like, I got to convince her. I've got to talk. Send Nancy in. Send Nancy in. Send her in. And she's going to come in cute, cool as a cucumber, and she's going to be like, no. And she's going to walk out. And they're going to do this dance for a while. And he's going to call her all kinds of names. And we're not even going to know why he's hating her so much. Because they're going to have secret talks. All right? Nancy does not want to eat Trump's McDonald's. She's so cool. Like when I grow up, I want to be like her. I want to be a cool girl like her when I grow up. I don't know what it's going to take to be all of that she is, but I'm liking it. I'm liking the style. Like the style. I love it. All right, Nancy, do your thing. There's a lot of secrecy going on, guys. A lot. All right. We are not going to be privy to everything. Trump is going to blurt out some things. He's going to blurt things out to make it look like she's doing something, and she's going to be forced to like say something. She's going to be like, no, no. He said, could he have? And I said, no. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he's going to play dirty and he's going to let her know, like, let America know the secrets that they're planning to make her look bad. She's going to be like, oh my God, no. He asked, and I said, what? No. Let me tell you something. That's why they have never, ever shown Trump Area 51. He would blurt it out. Do you understand the mind of this man? He would blurt it out. You know how I know he would blurt it out? Okay, because they took him to the event when they bring the bodies home for the soldiers. And by the way, that's an event that is almost never televised. I've seen it as a kid. Now they never televise it. And the reason why they never televise it is because mothers and wives break down. I can't even imagine that moment when you see it coming out of the plane, because it's very dramatic. It's this big plane, and then you have these coffins come out slowly. Oh my God, I can't. I'm a girl. And that's your son, child, that's your husband, that's your wife, that's your mom, like, seriously, your dad. And it's all very pomp and circumstance. You know, there's the music playing, there's these soldiers, and it's the honor, and the, you know, they're coming out of the plane. And Trump was privy to that. One event. He told the world what that looked like. He told, and they were like, no, we had you there because you were the leader of the country and people need you. We didn't need you to describe how horrific that event is. So they were like, yeah, we can't show him Area 51 because he will just tell everybody. So.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. How are you? What's going on? Yeah. In the bedroom. Sure. Come on. It just.
How you been?
I'm doing good. How have you been?
Good.
It just takes. Thank you. Sorry guys. All right. Where are we at? Any questions? Any questions? He's a fucking man-child, throwing tantrums and having emotional outbursts. It's gonna get worse. Nancy came looking like a I know! What was that dress she had on? I'm telling you, I want to be Nancy. Like, I want to be Nancy for Halloween next year. I do. I love her. Thank you for showing up, Nancy. Was that your, was that what? Get out of here. That's the maintenance guy. You guys are disgusting. It's the maintenance guy. Her gold necklace was effortlessly and classy. I know. I loved her. I was like, that blue dress. And notice it was a very somber color. Like today she wore red, right? Because red is vibrant and passionate. She knows what she's doing. When she made the announcement, I think she wore white, right? Oh, I'm watching you, Nancy. I'm watching what you be doing with them dresses. Hola. I never know when my predictions are gonna come true. I don't worry about it like y'all do. I do them, and then they come true. Nancy is one of the best speakers, the best. She will go down in history. Like, she's just gonna go. She's amazing. I'm so honored to have her as my speaker of the house. I'm honored. No, I actually don't remember that. Any questions? Purple's royalty, by the way, and I don't remember the purple. Somebody send me a picture of that purple. Because purple's royalty. She's very calculating in what she wears publicly. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You saw how hard it was to wiggle, right?
What?
The door.
Yeah, it was hard.
It's hard. Thank you.
We're gonna keep it.
You're gonna keep it?
I mean,
I would think you guys are putting up new doors.
you never know when a situation, emergency happens.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I get you for something.
That's a good supervisor. Right.
Yep.
Right. All right, guys. Let's end this. Nancy is going to stand on one power with him. One thing. And she's going to wait for him to say it. She will not bargain with him. She will wait for him to say it. So I feel like he's going to come with this. And then that's not going to work. He's going to come with something else. And that's not going to work. And she's just like, well, if he asks for this, I might do it. But I can't say to him, this is what I'm willing to bargain with. They go after his family. Look. I'm sorry, guys. This is just very emotional. She goes after his family. Particularly Ivanka and Jared. She goes after the couple. And she threatens to separate them from their children. You'll see. I'm not explaining any of this anymore. You guys will see she goes after the family. It's not my job to explain this anymore. If you guys haven't been keeping up, I can't. I just can't. Jared is so crooked. Ivanka has signed documents. Right? You guys understand that, right? She goes after the family now. She goes after the boys. Oh. This is going to be beautiful. We will see around February-ish that, don't get me wrong. I think I need to give a longer range. I'm going to give a longer range. This only unravels based upon how crazy he gets. It can only unravel based upon how crazy he gets. So, I'm going to give you all a range that's going to help. It's going to be anywhere between February and August. February and August. If anything. All right? Nancy has all the time in the world. She's not rushing it. The answer to everyone's question is, will he leave? It's a resounding yes. It is a resounding yes. Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas too, okay?
Thank you. And he will leave with his tail between his legs, and he will leave with a presumption of income. Again, I don't know what income means. I don't know if it's foreign money. I don't know if it's a loan. Like, I'm not digging that deep. All right? It's a resounding yes. Now, for everyone that doesn't believe me, I'm okay with that. Remember, 2 years ago, I predicted he was going to be impeached. Nobody believed me. For everyone that is worried whether or not Pence is going to get in, I want you to stop worrying. We're talking about Nancy. Listen to me, guys. We're talking about Nancy. And if you guys haven't been watching her, she has created a whole covert operation right before your eyes. Do not worry about Pence. I have always been saying that. I was like, Pence is not a problem. I still don't see Pence here. Pence is not a problem. Pence is not a problem. Pence is not your problem. All right? Pence is never going to be your problem. With that being said, it's going to be very important to understand your job is to vote. Because we need to flip that Senate. Just vote. That's your job. Vote. Register to vote. Vote. Tell everyone that you know. Everyone. Every time something happens, 7 cities are going to get attacked. Vote. Automotive industry, vote. Airline industry, vote. Every single time an industry gets attacked, vote. Change the Senate. Register. And don't vote with your husbands. Vote to change. You know how President Trump became impeached? Because we had that pussy march in January. Women did this. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of women in major cities, probably the 7 cities that he's attacking right now. Vote. We did this. Nancy became the leader. I did this. Stormy Daniels did this. Omarosa did this. Vote. All right, guys. Hope I'm getting through. Got one message today. I hope I'm getting through. All right. Where's the heat? Where's the heat? All right. Okay. Thank you, sweetie. I'm not watching, but thank you for saying something. Where's Ivanka? Ivanka's quiet. That's where she's at. Her daddy got impeached. Where's Ivanka? Quiet. Embarrassed. All right. Final outcome. Right side up. Mystic. Revels an intimate union with the divine. What if he's going to start praying? I wonder if he's going to start like saying things like, God doesn't want this. God, God. Right? Somebody's like, I would. And I'd start talking to God. Oh my God. All right, listen to me. Mystic. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Follows selfless path of practice to achieve union with the divine or a state of enlightenment that manifests as a service to others. So, renunciate. So, I'm going to stick to my first impression. And my first impression is that I believe he's going to outwardly say something like, you know, God came to me last night. Like, I think he's going to say something like that, right? And I don't know why I'm going to believe him. I'm going to believe his authentic truth. That when he says something like, you know, God came to me last night and I got it. Like, not that he's saying to America, I'm sorry, I was wrong, but I do feel like there's going to be something there to make him more believable. Maybe I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he's faking. I think it's going to be real. I think it's going to be real, and I think his people have to spin it. So I feel like they're going to go, okay, if we're going to talk about God, well, why don't we say this? Why don't you tell America this, right? Because in the last part it says, ask yourself, this is Trump now, if you have a lifelong devotion to exploring your relationship with the divine. Is it lifelong or is it today? Okay, so whenever something bad happens, right? Don't we call on God? Well, sometimes we call on God in the middle of sex. Oh God, oh God, oh God, which is a good thing. Because you kind of lose your mind a little bit when you're climaxing, right? And it's very easy to call on God because you're not there, right? Have you ever had that? I digress. When something bad happens, you call on God. Is he a demon though? Like, let's be careful. He's a human being. And he is allowed to get something inside of him that helps him to recognize that maybe he needs to call on God. Maybe he's like Scrooge, guys. Maybe he is going to get a visit. And maybe it's going to be real to him. But is it real because everything has fallen apart? Do you call on God, which many of us do, when everything has fallen apart? When most times everyone gets behind the car that they're driving on a bus, and you don't ask God to make sure you get to your destination for the most part. Do you understand? Like, it's at that point when you're, what happened, God? Oh, God, please, you bargain with him. You talk to God and you bargain with him. Not today, God, please. And it's at that desperate point that many of us have had that experience. Have you ever been out of work? Have you ever been to work and you know you're on that damn list? And you're like, God, please, whatever you do, I can't lose my job. I just can't. I can't lose my job. Please, let them look over me. Please, God. Do you understand? Am I making sense to some of, like, because we've all had that moment where we call on God. And interesting enough, when we get our wish most of the times, we forget about God. You might say God saved you. You might say it. But then you might do something mean to your sister. or your best friend or your co-worker, because you forgot God. You forgot that he saved you. Now, I'm not preaching. I could care less. I'm not saying any of you. I'm saying there's a human inside. And he might get a visit. He might get a light bulb inside of his head. He might call on God. And he has every right to do it. I'm going to let him call on God. Jesus Christ, call on God, Trump. However, because we easily forget when we get our wishes, the end result is this. Ask yourself if you have a lifelong devotion to exploring your relationship with God. Lifelong. Lifelong. That means he would have to give up that money he's going to bargain for. And are you ready to pay the price in blood, sweat, and tears for your lifelong devotion? Am I clear? Is this kind of making sense? Call on God to get him out of trouble. But once he's out of trouble, so what? God saved me because God loves me. Do you see that how the arrogance can come back again? Mystic. There's some people on Periscope that's like, it's not gonna happen, Tracy. All right. Remember, y'all didn't see the impeachment. When he calls on God publicly, please text me. Please tell me which video it was, because I won't even remember which video. I'll be like, yeah, I remember I said that. Which video was it? You know, I don't know who said that, but somebody said, why are you all acting like you're saints? I agree. Stop acting like you've never done anything. We all have. We all have. We all have. Come on. And a lot of you, I don't think it's too far removed from Trump, to be honest with you. Even minorities. I think if someone came up to some of us and was like, here's a lot of money for the rest of your life. You just have to do this. I think a lot of you would do it. I think you need a lot of forgiveness in your heart for Trump. Deal with your own lives. Deal with your own kindness. How much do you care for others? I'm not preaching. I'm sorry. I get it. I get it. That if he calls on God and it's real for him in the moment, we all have had that experience where we call on God and it's real for us in that moment. And then one day it's arrogance. I can only tell you what Spirit is telling me. So I'm not going to get in the middle of God and Trump and does he have a moral compass. I think there's going to be a moral breakdown. And maybe the moral breakdown could be for money. You're asking me a question. I don't know. I see where it might be publicly stated. One can only hope. No one believes me. I love it when you guys don't believe me. And y'all are going to be like, and she said that. He said that. Oh my God. Listen, if it's not God, it's going to be Moses. If it's not Moses, it's going to be Buddha. Remember, the card said divine. So, I'll take anything that represents a higher authority. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah goes, I always believe you, Tracy. I really don't care, just want him to leave. Okay. Can you please register to vote? Please. That's all I care about. Are you registered? Talk to your friends. All right? They will have these applications in every post office. Get it. Bring it to work. Encourage people to vote. That's going to be our jobs. Cynthia. Oh, that's what they said. They said, Cynthia, they said to block you. Put you on timeout. I don't have time for your mess. Thank you. I got Cynthia Wilcox. Woo! Email me for your personal readings. Thank you. Those of you that have been with me for 2 years with the Trump Watch stuff, like, oh my God, right? Thank you. Traceybrownlive.com. Right at the top of the page, there'll be text, there'll be the email. You know, catch me any way you can, right? I'm the gingerbread man. There are several numbers out there for me, plus the email address, Tracey Brown Live. All of them work. There are several numbers. There are 213 numbers. There's an 818 number. And the best is TraceybrownLive.com. Just go there, look at it, blah, 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 blah. All right, guys? I love you. It'll be interesting to see what this looks like between March and August. Bye, guys. I think I gotta work soon. Yeah. Gotta go back to work. Bye, guys. Oh, wait. Mystic. Okay. Bye, lovies.